Aries, welcome seeker to the Existential Shift. This will be a tarot reading for Leo season, end of July through end of August. Working with the Golden Universal Tarot. If you're new to my channel, hi. My name is Morgane. If you enjoy this, learn from this, expand from this, or entertained by this, consider subscribing and joining the Existential Shift. If not, all good. All right. Aries. Oh, okay. Ah, look at you. Such an Aries card. It is an Aries card. Ace of Wands, the initiation of fire. The beginning of a want. It's more than a beginning. It's really, really strong within you. So if it is a beginning, then it's happening fast. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. I would say it's going from 0 to 100, but it's more like going from 100 to 1000. You know what you want. It's undeniable to you. Seven of Wands, and you're willing to fight for it. And you're willing to take whatever means for that. You're willing to stand up against adversity, challenges, possibly competition. It's like you receive an opportunity to be on top of the game. But now you need to prove that you can do it. The Devil. Wow. Aries, whatever it is that is holding you back, or you need to stand up to, this thing runs deep. It's been there for a while. It's either a person or a tendency. Could be a vice for some of you that you're willing to overcome and fight. Be an addiction, could be a toxic connection, could be this could be an environment that has toxicity and is holding people captive, meaning really under their spell, under their influence, under their control, and you break out of it somehow, or you see right through it and you find yourself standing up to it. Three of Cups. This reminds me of Oscar Wilde's quote, "The best way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it." I always like to say the only way out is in. The only way away is through. Suddenly, there's another thing that is coming up. What if this temptation or seemingly something that goes against either a sort of conformity or the status quo or the definition of good. What if that's your guidance? What if that's the good? The past few months, I was constantly reminded of the phrase, good will be called evil and evil will be called good. Sometimes Sometimes the philosophy of goodness is evil. Sometimes when you are marching to the beat of the rules and regulations that tell you that that would make you a good person, that would mean that that's how you should be in the world, right? This could be like governmental control. This could be like religious coercion. It is absolute coercion. It's a highly corrupt coercion. It turns the tables against you. It's telling you that your freedom and your desires and your nature is faulted, and it makes you turn around against yourself, right? That's psychological warfare, right? Instead of someone having to control you or defy you with force, they just make you do that to yourself. They're not going to try and stop you from doing something that they don't want you to do. They're going to convince you that doing that is wrong. And I think that is the thing that you stand up against. You're not standing up for the conformity of goodness. You're standing up to the conformity of goodness. You are you're resisting the gaslighting. You are unwilling to allow anyone anymore tell you that who and what you are is wrong. And you realize that them doing so is wrong. Oh, your sexual preferences are wrong. Oh, your medical decisions are wrong. Oh, your faith is wrong. It means you're bad. And that's how they hold you. They can be toxic parent, toxic partner, toxic leadership. It's endless, right? But it's coming up strongly here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming at you or have been around you for quite some time. And I think you're strongly guided to step on the grapes and then drink the wine. Now, if you suffer from alcoholism, please don't take this analogy literally. Otherwise, drink the wine, The wine can be wine. The wine can be, again, if you don't have alcoholic tendencies, please. But it could be anything. Anything that makes you happy, anything that you have a prerogative to do, that you have the freedoms to do. In essence, whether your environment tells you that or not. Now, obviously, this does not apply to hurting someone else, being at the expense of someone else's freedoms. Okay? Show me more for Aries seekers for Leo season, please. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. There's this thing that holds us captive in life, the notion that it's either safety or freedom. You either have the freedom to travel, to experience, to lead a life of adventure, or you have stability, belonging, safety, abundance. You're either a wanderlust with just a small bag, or you are abundant and constant. What if you can do both, Aries? What if it's okay to have both? What if you can have liberties that are based in abundance? What if you can be with someone that you're madly in love with and just want to be with them, and travel the world together and have experiences and get to know yourselves anew as a person and as a couple, again and again and again? It is a very limiting mindset to think that you have to choose between freedom and safety. And unfortunately, the reason why so people fall suit to that notion is because our leaderships, on a grander scale, worldly affairs, constantly make it seem like we have to choose, right? It's just abuse of power. The use of fear to gain control, little by little. Oh, I'm just taking this little freedom, but you'll be safe this way. It's for your own good. It means you're a good person. You care about others while allowing them to take their freedoms. Oh, today they take their freedoms, but tomorrow they'll take yours. You got to stand up to it before it reaches you, before it's subjectively affecting your life. You got to stand up to it when it's affecting your neighbor or your friend, because that's the whole point of true right versus wrong. You fight for what's right because it's the right thing, and not only when it comes to hurt you. So the notion of liberty versus safety is coming up in your reading for Aries. Okay. So maybe your energy is guided this season to be aware of it and to be proactive, in your community, in your personal life. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be an activist and go off and I don't know what. I mean, you could, obviously, but it's not about that. One person is being made feel uncomfortable in a gathering or in a situation, stand up to it and help them. Stand up next to them. You're not the hurt, you're not the offended, but that doesn't matter. And if you're in an environment, again, it could be an environment, it could be a person, it could be any sort of dynamic, but that bottom lines has you choose between your safety and your freedom, you're in the wrong place. I will only take care of you and be good to you if you do exactly as I say. Getting my point? Show me more for Aries. The wonderful Aries seekers in Leo season. Some of you are going to choose freedom. Five of Pentacles, being put in either an ultimatum, choice of some sort that you shouldn't have to make, but if you're forced to make it, then you're going to choose freedom, and it's going to make you feel a little bit like an outsider, or a little bit like you're denied. And that's okay, because in the short run, they win. But in the long run, you win. You will gain so much more. It's not going to be pleasant making this choice, but it will be even worse choosing an illusion of safety. Because the neck will just get tighter and tighter and tighter. You see the chains around their necks? Right now it's frail, it's loose. You can take it off, right? Or they can take it off. But the more you stay put, the more you allow another thing, and you don't set clear boundaries when it comes to your autonomy and your freedom. What someone can do to you, what someone can't do to you, how someone can control you, how someone cannot control you. It gets tighter and tighter. That's not really safe, right? It's a Stockholm syndrome. And some of you right now are in a situation just like that, and you're arguing with me, and you're mad at me, and you're defending that person or that place or that leadership. No, but they did this and that, and they're good because of this, and they did good because of that. Okay. And if there's an and, if there's also tons of bad, and that bad is underlined, if the mask is righteous, but what's behind the curtains and behind the scenes and underneath the surface, where only you can see, or only certain people can see, or only it's hidden from the eye, if those things are bad, that's the root of the thing. That's what counts. And then you need to put it on a scale. They did this and this and this and this good, but they did this and 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 this bad. Sometimes life is just math. Also, I see that some of you are in an environment where there are people who suffer from, that are in need. And you might find yourself doing some charitable work or volunteer work, or are helping or donating for people who are suffering from misfortune of some sort. Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Sorry, I'm picking up on something. Hold on. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. You know, there's that ancient story about a beggar, an old woman. And, you know, it varies with the version. Sometimes it's an old man, whatever. But an old woman, on a cold night, a beggar knocks on a door of a home that is well lit and warm, and the family's all gathered, and abundance of food and everything. And she knocks on the door, and someone opens the door, and she asks for help, for food, for a glass of water. And she's incredibly ugly and smells horrible and really obnoxious in any way, shape, or form. And then it's like an allegory for a test, right? Will the household give her food, water, shelter, whatever it is that she's asking for? Or will they slam the door, thinking that no one will know? I mean, it's just an old, ugly beggar. No one is looking, right? But then, if she's denied, then something really, really bad happens and they lose everything. And if she's welcomed, then her true self comes out and she turns out to be like a fairy godmother or something, and then they're blessed. And it's coming up here for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe sometime throughout the month you'll be facing a scenario like that, a situation like that. Remember this story, okay? You might find yourself in the position of the so-called beggar, where seemingly to your environment there's no need to help you or to be there for you or to support you, because, well, no one is looking and they have nothing to gain and nothing to lose if they don't. They have nothing to gain if they help you and nothing to lose if they don't help you, right? The divine might be using you as a form of test. I'm not sure why or how exactly that applies. Generally, I don't know if I believe in those types of testings, but it's coming up really strongly. So if you're denied, know that you will be okay, right? If this is your circumstances, you will be fine, and then never look back. And if you'll be helped, then there will be some sort of big gain to the person who helps you. And again, it could be vice versa. I don't know. It's coming up a little bit foggy. Sorry. Yeah, you'll need to make a decision that will somehow show your truth, the purity of your heart, because seemingly no one is watching. And maybe it's true, maybe no one will be watching, but it's between you and spirit, Some of you may have denied someone. Some of you, it's the opposite. You may have denied someone, and then this Ten of Pentacles is coming up to show that they are now, like, from rags to riches. They've overcome. They made it. They really succeeded somehow, despite possibly your denial, or your like when you met them, they were like this. The archetype of the old ragged beggar witch, it's like, who are them? Who are they for me to believe in them or help them or support them? Or there is now, this could be you, Aries. This could be someone that has done that to you, and now somehow it comes back full circle and you're very abundant. But either way, this person, the archetype of the old beggar, just could have been someone who you had to see, you had to have the sight, you had to be able to see through the illusion and see into their heart, and so someone didn't, and now it's like this person is coming back, like, from Five of Pentacles to Ten of Pentacles. So, like, and it's shocking. There's a shock element to it, and it's a little bit poetic. Show me a little bit more, please, for Aries. I will continue this reading focusing on your love life. We're going to look into you and your person of interest. all the dynamic, the detail, and how things unfold throughout the month. And then we'll also have a rune reading for you guys. I'll pull runes. It's available below in the description box. Links are below. It's on Patreon and on Vimeo. Would love for you to check out Patreon and consider joining. It's a monthly membership, but you can cancel at any time, and you'll be getting all the extendeds plus extra VIP content, okay? And if you want to study tarot from me while undergoing a shamanic and spiritual journey with me, then Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. Link is also below. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Yeah. I'm picking up major judgment vibes from this card. Like, it's also the death card and judgment. They're both scorpionic. They're both the resurrection, right? The I don't want to confuse you guys. Doesn't mean a Scorpio person. Think Pluto energy, right? Hades, the Lord of the underworld, rising for the kingdom of the living. And everyone is like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be like either like down at the bottom of the earth or ruling the darkness. How are you here with all of this abundance? Like, how dare you, kind of thing. How dare you not live up to the insults and the mockery that people imposed on you? How dare you show yourself to be phenomenal and glorious in both of darkness and of light? The devil and the death card has been coming up as a coupling in readings. I think it's the whole Pluto retrograding in Capricorn that is dismantling corrupt tendencies within us, within our communities, within our world. I've predicted the floods that we've been seeing. On July 3rd, I had a live for the new moon in Cancer where before I moved on to the different zodiac signs, I spoke to the collective that I see just water flooding the earth, and a day after, soon after, from July 4th until now, you see what's going on all over the world. Regrettably, I have to say that now I'm seeing it soon moving to earth. Earthquakes. Major ones, actually, the kinds that split, really split big areas. You know, that's how the continents were formed. Earthquakes, splitting different pieces of land into separate continents. I'm not saying necessarily to that extent, but definitely something intense. You're coming to terms with your gloriousness, Aries, or this person is coming to terms with their gloriousness, and it's evident, it is undeniable, it is in people's faces. It's an earthquake, right? It shakes up the status quo. And it makes people rethink their sets of beliefs and perception of the world and of people. This could have been someone who really patronized you, who really looked down at you, and now they're like looking at you like that, like this. Yes, if you're cross-watching for an Aries, this could have been the Aries. Again, all my readings, you place yourself in the narrative. Just to sum it up before we move to the extended. Just to sum this up before we move to the extended. Anything else for Aries? Where is this death card going? Okay. Two of Cups fell in the reverse. So I'm just going to flat out say it. For some of you, it can mean a breakup, right? Going through a major change, a major transition that leads to a separation, right? The earthquake could be it could be an analogy for a splitting of two, something that was one land is being divided, right? Okay, I'm gonna look into your live. I'm going to look into your love life right now. I'll see you soon. Thank you guys for joining me again. I love you and I appreciate you.